I was working at a financial firm in New York City, surrounded by some of the smartest people I had ever met. My boss, brilliant, accomplished, someone I deeply admired. One day I walked into his office with an idea. "I'm going to start a company," I said, "selling books, online." He listened carefully, took me on a long walk through Central Park, and finally, after considering everything, he said, "That sounds like a really good idea, for someone who doesn't already have a good job." That moment stuck with me, because in life you can have a job, you can have a career, or you can have a calling, and if you find your calling, that's when you've hit the jackpot. The difference between vision and doubt. Years ago, I met a young entrepreneur. He approached an investor and said, "I want you to invest in my company." "What company?" the investor asked. "I'm starting a bookstore, in my garage, online. People will buy, and I'll ship everything myself." The investor laughed. "A bookstore? In a garage? How big do you think this could actually get?" The young man didn't hesitate. "One day," he said, "I'll be the richest man in the world. I'll do over $100 billion in sales." At the time, $100 billion didn't even exist in a realistic sense. Entire countries didn't have that kind of money. Even the U.S. national debt wasn't that high back then. But this young man wasn't joking. He wasn't dreaming. He was convicted, because the difference between him and everyone else in the room, while others laughed, he believed. That man, Jeff Bezos, and the bookstore in his garage, Amazon. The power of choosing the hard path. The truth is, if you want to do something extraordinary, you have to make difficult choices. At that moment, I had two options. Stay safe, keep the great job, enjoy the comfort, take the risk, start something from scratch, face uncertainty. And when I really thought about it, I realized something important. I wouldn't regret failing, but I would always regret never trying at all. So I made my choice. I took the less safe path, and looking back, I'm proud of that decision. The mindset of builders. As a kid, I loved inventing things. I built an automatic gate closer out of cement and tires, a solar cooker from an umbrella and aluminum foil, even booby traps to catch my siblings. But invention wasn't about building random things. It was about solving problems. That same mindset applies to business. Every time you build something, every time you solve a real problem, every time you create something that empowers others, you're on to something big. And here's the secret. The most successful people, they don't chase trends. They don't follow the crowd. They follow their passion and solve problems along the way. The discipline of success. There's a saying in the military, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And I've seen that to be true in every endeavor. The key to progress isn't rushing. It's about moving methodically, taking the right steps at the right time. That's how you build something that lasts. Gifts versus choices. In life, we all receive gifts. Some people are born brilliant at math. Some have a natural talent for music. Some are strong, fast, or beautiful. But here's what I've learned. Your gifts don't define you. Your choices do. Your effort, your persistence, your commitment to growth. That's what makes the difference. Because you can't be proud of what you were simply given. But you can always be proud of what you've worked for. The biggest choice you'll ever make. Every single day, you make choices. Will you choose a life of comfort or a life of adventure? Will you follow dogma or create something original? Will you let fear stop you or will you take action? When things get hard, will you quit or will you be relentless? Will you choose to be a cynic or a builder? Will you be clever at the expense of others or will you be kind? These are the choices that define us. The best time to be alive. Right now, we live in the greatest era of opportunity. If Jules Verne, Mark Twain, Galileo, or Newton could choose any time in history to be alive, they would choose today. Because right now, you have access to infinite knowledge. You can start a business from your laptop. You can connect with millions in an instant. The question is, what will you do with it? How will you use your gifts? What choices will you make? Because at the end of the day, your gifts are just the starting point. Your choices, that's what will define your legacy. Closing. So, what will you choose? Will inertia be your guide? Or will you follow your passion? Will you take the safe path? Or will you bet on yourself? Because one day, you'll look back on your life, and the question won't be what you were given. It will be what you did with it. Your story starts now. What will you write?